That's better. Good to see you guys. Let me know if you can get a nice close up of my hand. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. And yeah, how's that? I'm not normally this disorganized. But yes, there we go. And I'm unmuted. There we go. Cool. So, end of another week. Is it just me, or has this week kind of flown past? Yeah, it's been an interesting week for sure. I've actually not looked at the news since 10 days. Yeah, so it's last Tuesday. So yeah, that's good. That's good. I have literally got no idea what is necessarily going on in terms of the general craziness, the chaos, but I'm actually so glad that I'm doing this because I also think that we don't necessarily have much of an impact on like what we read, what we consume. As I've spoken about many times over the last few weeks, it doesn't always have a positive impact on us. And I know that a lot of the time we want to stay kind of up to date. We want to stay really entrenched in what's going on. But all that means is we get stuck in this kind of anxiety cycle where everything we're consuming doesn't really have a direct impact on us. And everything we're consuming doesn't really do anything good or beneficial for us. So yeah, 10 days of no media. It's really pretty good. I know I've spoken about the whole kind of mindful consumption on these lives a few times. So if that's something you've been exploring on your own, if that's something you've been practicing, then let me know, because I'd love to hear if you've had what your experience has been, if it's been positive or negative, or anything else in between. Yeah. So I've got kind of two announcements for today. One affects today, and one will affect kind of the ongoing formats of these lives. So the first is that I've had a really intense week in terms of it's a lot of kind of, those of you who know will know everything is fine. I just had to kind of give a lot of support and a lot of energy to a few people who really needed energy and support, especially yesterday. And for that reason, I'm feeling quite depleted and quite, really low energy. And for that reason, I'm not going to be doing the power that we had scheduled today. I am not going to be moving through a power class because I don't feel like I personally am going to get any benefit from moving through power. I don't think it'll be good for my energy levels or my body right now. And the fact of trying to then also couple that with teaching and leading a class or moving through it, I don't think that's going to serve me at all this morning. So yeah, I'm really sorry, especially if you guys join me to move through power. I will direct you to a YouTube video of mine, which is a power yoga class. So at least you'll be able to get the power fix there if that's what you're hoping for. The other announcement is that I've been thinking and really trying to fine tune and refine what I'm offering online. I decided that I'm going to be shifting kind of how I do this on a weekly, daily basis. So more will be kind of publicly announced over the weekend probably, but basically I think I'm going to be doing a lot more online content that's kind of accessible at all times. So rather than having these live streams, which I know on Instagram, for example, are only available for 24 hours, I'm going to be rather uploading a lot more content that will be accessible and viewable to people all the time. I probably will still jump online maybe every fortnight, every month, every week. I don't know yet. But yeah, I think that right now we've had a good few weeks to settle and assess and figure out and try to navigate what's been going on. And I know that a lot of us are a lot of people that I've spoken to amongst you guys, as well as friends and other people in my life, I feel like we're starting to find a steady routine where perhaps we don't feel so much in crisis point anymore, at least most people. And therefore, yeah, I want to kind of make sure I'm still giving value to what I am trying to do online. And so, yeah, I think I'm going to step away from the lives and do a lot more kind of videos, online content that hopefully be equally, if not more, so valuable. So that was a lot about me. That was not my intention about these lives at all. So yeah, let me hear from you guys. How are you guys doing? You got anything nice planned for the weekend? I think it's going to be beautiful weather again. So let me know if you got anything in the diary. If you're going to be trying to go out for a long walk somewhere significant. And also give me a shout and let me know how your kind of movement and grounding practices are. So as I've spoken about a lot before as well on these lives, that we need to feel grounded right now. And this can be manifested in so many different ways. Groundedness doesn't necessarily have to mean stillness or slowness. Although I think these kind of traits, these qualities may be needed more now than ever, but it's different for every person. So let me know how you've been. Whether you felt the need to slow down and find steadiness, and that's what's helped you create your groundedness, or whether you really needed to focus on. I know a lot of us are, us not necessarily including myself all the time, but a lot of us are thinking, how can we come out of this period stronger and better than we came into it? And again, as I said before, this isn't necessarily right for everybody. I know a lot of us are just trying to find our foundations, find our feet, trying to survive rather than trying to be like our best selves. But I think there's a definite mix, and it's not completely polar in that way. I don't think there's just two camps for this. But I would be really interested, if you're watching this now, or if you want to give me a message later, if you watch this later, it'd be really interesting to see how you are navigating through this and what you find is helping you most right now. This will in turn help me figure out and really try and find myself how to deliver, what to give you guys, what will inspire you and what will help you and support you the most right now. So if you don't feel like speaking up in the live just yet, that's okay. But feel free to drop me a DM or an email or anything else later. I'd love to hear. So as I said, we're not moving through power, but we probably will still move. I'm very much basing this on what I feel like is achievable for me this morning. I think it's going to be pretty intuitive, so who knows where it's going to go. It's going to go with the flow. But we will still be moving through a really nice grounding meditation nonetheless. And we'll probably start to explore that maybe in the next 5-10 minutes. Maybe a little bit earlier. But just now, I want you to pause. This isn't necessarily going to be a formal meditation practice just yet, but it's more of an invitation to turn inwards nonetheless. So you can even close your eyes. If it feels better, you can just keep your eyes open, but maybe trying to look down and forwards. rather than necessarily at anything in particular. So eyes closed or gaze down. I just simply want you to observe your thoughts. Again, not necessarily a formal meditation practice just yet, but a chance to turn inwards. See the quality of your thoughts. Not so much of a quality control check in terms of the context of your thoughts, the subject, but more about how we are feeling on a broader sense. Observe how fast your thoughts are. Are they feeling pretty rapid, erratic, maybe? Is your mind feeling pretty level and steady and a little bit slower, perhaps? Please know right here, there's no right or wrong answer. Just simply want you to check in and see how you are doing. Are your thoughts repeating themselves? For example, do you notice the same kind of topics or the same thoughts are coming round and round on repeat? Are you just noticing a sense of calmness for your mind, perhaps instead? Again, there's no right or wrong with it. I want you to ask yourself, and take whichever answer comes up first as the right one, what you feel like you need to support you in this moment, forgetting about every other moment, forget about the day, forget about tomorrow, next week. I just want you to think, what do you need right now? What will give you a sense of purpose? And this purpose may appear as, how can I feel a little bit safer in myself today? How can I slow down my thoughts today? Maybe that's your purpose, just to slow your mind down. Maybe your purpose is to move, in which case you're welcome to find a little bit of movement right here, right now. Maybe you want to write, or read, or rest, or sleep, or dance, or any or none of the above. I'm just simply inviting you to turn inwards and just see what you yourself, as an individual person with your own needs and your own wants and what's going on for you in your life. What do you feel like you need? You're welcome to write it down. You're welcome to share it on this live stream if you want. If it feels better, you can send it through a DM or an email later and keep it to yourself. You can tell a loved one, a friend. Maybe having this knowledge to yourself is what's going to empower you the most rather than sharing it. Just find a space where you feel like your needs are being met. And whether you share this or keep this inwards, it is your choice. Because I think right now more than ever, it is very, very clear that we are all needing and acting in different ways to help us ground ourselves right now. That is okay. I hope that more than anything, you guys know that however you're feeling, however you're surviving, however you're moving through this time, that your reactions, your thoughts are valid. Because this is as much as I hate using this word because it's so overused now, but it's a rather unprecedented time. And we've never really had a kind of trial run of this, right? So, however you're feeling and however you're surviving, as long as it's supporting you, as long as you feel like your needs are being met, then that is okay. If you feel like what you are doing in this moment is actually causing more harm than good, then maybe your purpose for right now is to find better tools for self-care, better tools to help support you, and to work on exploring what these are. So again, we're all responding to this in different ways. And as long as the ways that you are responding through this is that they're causing you support, comfort, benefit, and not causing any kind of detrimental effects, then that is okay. I find that a lot of us tend to, once we've found something that works for us, I know historically what people do is they then want to share that because they're excited about it because it feels so good and exciting and it's working for them and they want to share it with the world. And that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But I think it's important for everybody to find the space to explore what they need, what you need, and what the messages I may be giving, although I try to keep these messages broad because, again, everyone's responding to this in different ways. Whatever messages you're receiving, just know that you can choose the one that is right for you. There's a lot of mixed messaging going on right now. And as I spoke about earlier on this week, the reason that I took downtime completely away from everybody, and to be honest, that's kind of carried on through this week. I haven't kind of been as outgoing, as extroverted as I normally would be. And the reason I took that step back intentionally was because I wanted to find my own voice. I wanted to find what worked for me. I wanted to really have my own idea of what I needed rather than just listening to what everybody else is doing and say, should I do that? Should I do that? And end up walking around in circles having no idea what to do. And I'm somebody who spent a lot of time on my personal growth, on my self-development. I spent a lot of time working on my self-care, and dare I say, hey, if I was feeling completely frazzled and lost and confused, then perhaps other people may be too. So again, whatever you feel like you need is okay. Do whatever you need to benefit, to support, to care for yourself. Whether that is to come out of this lockdown as your fittest, strongest, best self ever, or whether it's to come out of this time feeling alive and perhaps with a few more ways to slow down, take care of ourselves, right? There's no right or wrong. So, as I said, this will be the last kind of week of this live stream. But that's the message that I really want to reiterate and reinforce. That we're all going to get through this together. And we're all going to find a way to support ourselves. Not just through this time, but maybe even taking things that will actually support us in the long run too. So, let's try some meditation. And maybe through this meditation practice alone, you may find a practice that supports you and you may want to continue. Choice is yours. I'm going to hit the mat. You guys are welcome to find a cushion to sit on, a mat to sit on, whether you prefer to lie down or sit on a chair or a sofa, it is all good. I want you to be comfortable for the next 10 to 15 minutes, maybe. So find a space that feels good for you to sit, and a space where you're comfortable enough to pause and find some stillness. Let's take a few breaths. I want this breath to feel really easy. Sometimes when we bring our attention to the breath, we can end up forcing the breath. I want you instead to allow the breath to stay effortless, light, rather than try to control it in the other way. So our attention can be on the breath, but we're simply trying to allow the breath to feel free. Maybe at this point you want to take some movement. And then when I generally sit down for my meditation practice, I like to start with some free movement, maybe do some shoulder rolls. Maybe it's feeling better to kind of seated or any other way, calves rounding actually through the spine. Maybe the movement's really subtle. Maybe just really gently, slowly shaking your head, nodding the head, moving fingers, toes. When we find stillness, it's really helpful if we just feel comfortable and settled in our bodies. I know a client that I worked with a while ago, she used to describe herself as almost like a floating head, by which she just, and I think this is really common on, there's a spectrum for it, and I think we're all on kind of like this spectrum we can be, where we can be really grounded in our bodies. We can feel this high level of disconnect from our bodies. And this is where just having this gentle movement right now can help us get a little bit more into our physical selves, less in a state of feeling like we're stuck in our thoughts or with our heads or in our minds. When you feel ready, you can take as long to get here as you need. And when you feel ready, we'll start to create some stillness. Looking forward and slightly down, just with a sense of free breath and settled body, see if you can just take in what the vision, what your surroundings are. As always, we're not trying to change the position of our eyes. We're not trying to turn our head. With a soft but fixed gaze, just take in all that you can. The colors that you can see, textures, the brightness or the mutedness of your surroundings. And starting to pay attention now to what you can hear. Maybe it's the sound of my voice. Maybe it's the birds outside. Maybe it's the buzzing of your fridge freezer. trying to cultivate this heightened sense of awareness through all of your five senses. What can you feel? What can you smell? What can you taste? Get really immersed in this sensory experience. Just soak it all up. Bring your attention to the breath if you feel like you've lost that connection. Finding freedom in your breath. Maybe by letting your breath come from kind of originate and finish in a slightly deeper place. So, for example, if we're very used to breathing through the chest right now, see if you can allow your breath to come maybe from your kind of solar plexus area, maybe a little bit low, maybe more by your navel. Just slow, steady, but free and easy breath. When you feel ready, you can go ahead and close down your eyes. Now, see, even as you're seated right here, just observe what your breath feels like now that all of our attention is really deep inwards. Maybe sometimes we observe that our breath is actually a little bit tighter, a little bit shallower than we had thought. See if you can liberate this, see if you can free this up. Maybe by breathing through the outsides of your ribs. Maybe by trying to breathe through the belly while using kind of an active approach, but keep this active approach lighthearted. So we're still breathing in, feeling the belly rise if we're breathing in and out through the belly. We're still breathing out, feeling the belly fall. But in spite of that, we're not trying to restrict ourselves. See if you can find lightness through this. Just observe what's going on with you and your thoughts. Does your mind feel quiet, or is your mind still quite loud or chatty? Can you drop your attention deeper into your body? To shift away from your mind a little. Attention deeper still. Really immersed now in the experience of breathing. If you still find yourself getting distracted, that is completely okay. Maybe explore what you can let go of to find your breath a little bit more. Maybe you need to let go of some physical tension. Perhaps it'll serve you even more to let go of some negative stories or patterns going on for you in your mind. Maybe it's just a gentle reminder or reinforcement that our breath is a gateway to finding freedom and presence. I'm going to start counting the breath. I'm going to start counting the breath backwards from 12. For example, we will inhale 12 and exhale 11. Keep that count going all the way to the bottom. When you get there, start counting all the way back up to 12. Whenever your mind wanders, whenever you notice you got distracted by thought, come back to the count. And when you're all the way back to 12, gently release the count. Just take a few more breaths, breathing freely. Bring your attention back to your body. Back to the surface that you are seated or lying on. Taking a moment to observe the sounds you can hear, how your body feels. And find this sense of purpose for yourself in this moment, even if that has changed from what it was 10, 15 minutes ago. And keep your eyes closed for a moment longer. And place both hands onto your heart, or one hand on your heart, one hand across your forehead, whatever feels best for you. Just connecting to yourself, to your intuition, to your truest, highest self. Finding perhaps a sense of calm, a sense of groundedness or peace. And let's keep this intention of finding peace or calm or any other word or intention that feels relevant to you. Keep this intention at the forefront of our minds as we practice. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Take a slow breath in. As we exhale, we bow in gratitude for all that we are grateful for right now. Our ability to breathe. Our ability to be here right now. The bodies that we are in. The people that we are. Release your hands. And gently blink open your eyes when you feel ready. Take a moment just to take in all of your surroundings. The vibrance of the colors around you. The daylight. Or the nightlight. Depending on where you are. See how it feels just to breathe right here for a moment. And just be really grateful for everything that we have. Cool. Let's find our mats. As I said earlier, this will not be the power practice that we had scheduled. We're going to be moving completely from the heart. And this can be through our intuition. This can be by feeling free in our bodies. Maybe if you don't feel too free in your body right now, hopefully by the end of this practice, you'll start to feel a little bit lighter energetically through ourselves. Let's find child's pose. Big toes touch behind you, knees can be wide or together, whatever feels good. As you pad your hands forwards, go ahead and relax your forehead down to the mat. Arms can be out in front of you or down by your sides if that feels better for your shoulders. Let's take a moment to close our eyes. And as you allow your hips to draw back and down, find the slowest movement possible right here. Maybe it's super gradually massaging out your forehead on the mat. And maybe this movement is coming from the whole of your body, just gently moving one side to the other. Intuitive movement is a way that we can really cultivate all of our emotion and channeling and processing what is going on for us in a really powerful and healthy way. And when we think creativity, you can often think of fast, of like speed. But maybe today, let's see how slowly we can move with our intuition. I find, and it may be counterintuitive, it was for me when I first started exploring this. But then that when we slow down, we can actually free ourselves from a lot of what we've been holding on to. Slow does not mean low energy or sluggish, lethargy. It doesn't have to mean heaviness or lack of grace. Let's just find this really mindful, slow movement right here in child's pose. Maybe it'll feel good to gently move your fingers out in front of you. Maybe let's all bring our hands in front of us. And just start to lift up your index fingers and kind of lifting them up and back down. Maybe we're slowly breathing in to lift our fingers, our index fingers. And maybe it's on our breath out that we slowly relax them back to the mat. Can we do the same with our middle fingers? Whole breath in to lift up our ring fingers. And a whole breath out to bring them back down. Pinky fingers lift, inhale. Pinky fingers soften to the mat as we breathe out. Lastly, our thumbs, inhale. Breathe out to reground. Now let's lift up the whole of our hands until just our wrists are on the mat. So fingers lifting and drawing in towards you as best as you can. Inhale. And exhale, slowly releasing your palms, your finger pads to the mat. Lift up your head off the mat. Lift your hands once again. Wrists stay on the earth. And keep this movement going. Breathe out slowly. Draw your palms down and lift your hips away from your heels. We're going to keep doing the same action with our hands as we really mindfully make our way up to tabletop. So maybe taking 2 or 3 more breaths to get to tabletop. And see if you can still keep your hands lifting and lowering. Little spoiler alert, it's going to get a lot harder as you bring our shoulders forwards. See if you can still lift up your fingers as your shoulders always stack on top of your ribs. Feet behind your knees, knees beneath your head. Let's bring our hands a little bit further forwards and or our knees further back actually. We have quite a long tabletop going on. As we inhale, lift up your tailbone, draw your shoulders forward as you lift up through the chest. A really long cow pose, gentle baba. And as you breathe out, slowly tuck your tailbone, draw your shoulders back, your chin towards your chest. 2 more times, long cow pose, inhale. Long cat. Exhale round. Make this more creative. Inhale, slowly come forward. This time, instead of lifting the hips, start to lower them towards the mat, but keep the heart lifted. So find a high cobra, soften your elbows generously, draw your heart forward. And as you exhale, start to round through the spine, maybe coming all the way back towards child's pose, but keep your feet behind your knees and your hands where they are. Inhaling, coming up. Forwards, cobra, hips towards the earth, heart lifts forward, shoulders through your arms, and chest through your arms. And exhale, rounding it back for child. One more time. Inhale up. Heart lifts, hips draw down, elbows soften, pull your heart forwards. Exhale, child's pose, rounding through the spine as you move. So this movement, let's mix it up now. So you're going to inhale to a long cat pose, so chin to chest, tuck your tailbone. Really round through your spine. And this time as we breathe out, let's start to lower the hips, lift the heart. Cobra, again, higher cobra, but soften your elbows. Exhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest for a long cow pose, a really long stance, but find this gentle back bend. Slowly breathing into child's pose, rounding through your spine at the last. And then exhale, cat pose, round forward, shoulders draw away, draw round, shoulder blades draw away from each other. Inhale to a high cobra, hips draw down, lift the chest. And exhale, keep the chest lifted as we start to lift it through the tailbone, arching through the spine, navel draws down. Slowly bring your hips back towards your heels. Child's pose, rounding through the spine. Inhale to a long tabletop, just a neutral spine for a moment. We'll make our way to downward facing dog as we breathe out. Sometimes these slow spinal movements can be exactly what we need to find a sense of freedom, a sense of intuitive movement. But if this doesn't feel right for you this morning, then please feel free to take whatever movement works for you in this moment. Let's breathe in, round forwards, light cat pose. We're going to come to plank pose. So shoulder blades draw away from each other, round through your upper back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Almost think like a cow pose. So really going to think hips drawing up and heart melting towards our thighs. So gentle back bend. Inhale, rounding forwards, high plank. How exaggerated can you make this roundness to your spine? And exhale, soften your knees, downward facing dog. One vertebra at a time, articulate back to down dog. Inhale, plank pose. We're going to add on this time. And as we exhale, lower down your knees. And lower down your chest and lower your chin. So hips will stay lifted, tailbone tilted up. Inhale to a low cobra, really deep bend into your elbows. And exhale to cat to get around through the spine. Toes tuck under behind you, keep sending your hips back to child's pose. And then can you hover your knees just so they're floating off the mat for floating child's. Pause for breath in right here. And downward facing dog slowly as you can, breathe out. 2 more times, inhale, plank pose, round forward. Exhale, lower your knees, hips stay lifted, lower your chest, lower your chin. Scoot forwards to cobra, lower your hips, lift the chest. Exhale, cat pose. Tuck your toes under as you round through the spine. Hips draw back as we inhale, floating child's pose. Hover your knees, hips draw back and down. Downward facing dog, straighten your legs. Exhale. Look forward, start to walk your feet all the way to your hands at the top of the mat. When you arrive, slowly bend your knees or make your way to kneeling, knees to the earth. Sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, wrap your arms around you and round through your back. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, look up to your thumbs, maybe find a slight back bend. Exhale, wrap your arms around, elbows towards your knees as you make your whole body into a tiny little ball. One more inhale, really find a little bit of a back bend through your upper back, inhale. Exhale, round it all in. Hands to the mat, come up to a neutral spine, just kneeling. Okay, let's all of us find some fire toes. Then tuck your toes under behind you. Make sure that even your pinky toes are tucked under. Sometimes they like to wuss out. Can you drop your hips back to your heels? Keeping your toes tucked under. Can you just pause and kneeling right here? It's pretty spicy for the feet pretty quick. But can we stay really conscious of whatever we're experiencing, particularly our big toes? That's where I can find this pose, the sensation the most. But can we stay mindful of whatever we're experiencing without necessarily trying to run away from it as fast as we can? Can we just feel this without attaching to it, without making it this impossible, horrendous, kind of torturous experience? Can we instead just keep ourselves neutral? Just being aware of what is going on without trying to fight, flight, or freeze, I guess. Slowly sweep your arms to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, bring your arms around you, round forward to the spine. A little bit of respite for the feet, maybe. Inhale, slowly reach your arms all the way up, shoulders over your hips on your heels. Exhale, round forward. Last time, inhale, reach up. Last little bit of fire for your toes. Exhale to round. Hands to the mat, lift your hips off your heels. Best part of all is you bring your feet back and untuck your toes. And then tap out your feet a few times. Normally feels pretty good to kind of tap it out after all of that fire. You can make your way down onto your back, or you can stay seated if that serves you a little bit more. We're going to have a little bit of just a few minutes of breath work, a chance to go inwards once again with our attention. So whether that's lying down, or whether that's seated, kneeling, or fire toes if you're a sensation junkie and you want a little bit more. Find whatever works for you. Find space where you can feel some comfort. Just notice how your back body feels. Observe your shoulders. Maybe give them a little bit of movement if that feels good. And notice your lower back. And the whole of your spine. And wherever we are, whether we're lying, seated, kneeling, just find a little bit of kind of energetic breath. So as we inhale, imagine that there's this Kind of all of energy drawing from your sit bones all the way to the crown of your head. And as we breathe out, imagine this energy is drawing back down from the crown of our head down through our sit bones, connecting us to the earth. So inhaling, energy rises from our root to our crown. And every time you breathe out, energy draws back down, keeps us grounded, connecting us to Mother Earth. Keep breathing just like this, energy rising as you breathe in. And energy drawing down as you breathe out. Breathing on your own. Take 5 more breaths just like this. One or two more breaths. And then if you've closed your eyes, you can open them. I really recommend, if you have the time, and if not, try and make the time to sit and breathe in this way for a little bit longer. Try and give yourself some space just to be and just to breathe. When we slow down our breath, we can really, I feel, almost get the idea, at least, that we're slowing down time. How it feels. Give yourself some space. And give yourself some time and some freedom. Just to breathe. I will see you guys soon. Like I said, I'm going to start doing more videos rather than live streams. Have a beautiful weekend in the meantime. I'll speak to you guys soon. Namaste. Thank you so very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves. I'm here for you if you need. I'll drop a link to my website, my social channels, onto this YouTube video. So anybody wants to reach out, if anybody wants to connect, if you want to send me an email or a DM or anything, I'm here for you guys. Let me know what you need. Let me know if there's any way I can support you guys. Have a gorgeous weekend, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.